What's going on, guys? ZigenSW here. Today we have the top 10 free-to-play or easily obtainable Toahell units that I think everyone should build because they're amazing. At number 10 we have Dongbake. While primarily she's used in a team with Bolverk, she's also used by herself or with another string master in stage 10 primarily without the Bolverk. So mine is on just a tanky build, HP with just tanky subs, not much speed, just tanky. The artifacts look like this. They get changed depending on the stage, but the right one stays with the S2 AC, a little bit of crit damage, and defense proportionate to lost HP. She's a great unit. Gains attack bar when she doesn't have her melody up, and when she does have it up, she loses attack bar. So basically she can have this around all the time. She can have it up and she will just decrease attack power and decrease their HP slowly and kill them off. Very great unit. I would recommend building her. So if you miss the HOH, she can definitely be substituted with the Wing String Master. While not as good, still can be used. Coming in at number 9 is Belladon. Most of you should have him in your storage or still being used in your boxes from way back in the day when this guy was a king. So he's just on a random speed, HP, accuracy with sort of tanky subs and to get more accuracy. Just leftover runes basically. I just want to give him enough accuracy as possible so I can strip if I need to, I can defense break if I need to with his skill 1, but he's mainly there for the attack bar and the heals. So his left artifacts, again, changes depending on the stage. Right artifact, usually skill 3 recovery, because I'm max accuracy anyway. But he's a great unit when you come up to stages that don't allow you to buff. So his heal obviously still works, boost attack bar, you're able to cycle your team a lot better. Skill 2 recovers your attack bar if you attack the enemy with no beneficial effects, but also strips, single target strips, which is great if you need it, but it's another way for him to cycle his turns as well as the skill 3. Skill 1 reduces defense with a pretty good chance, 50%, goes up to 60 if you put the skill ups in. I haven't yet, but I will be definitely, and decreases their attack bar and decreases defense. Very good skill, great unit. If you don't have him yet, or if you only new and don't have him in storage, I definitely recommend building him. Number 8, we have the other old king of the game, Veramos. Mine is just on a random Swift build, speed, HP on leftover runes. Again, not really grinded or anything. He fits a very specific purpose. So I use him basically on the stages where you are silenced at the start. Because of his passive, it will take off the silence at the start and dispel your whole team, and then you're able to S2 into a stun, and if not, then it'll take the attack bar. Very great unit. I still use him quite a lot in Toahell or in Dimension Predator even. So his S2 stuns, 40% chance. If the target is not stunned, decreases the attack bar of the target by 50% with 100% chance, which is very good. 3-turn cooldown, so it's great for Toahell to keep things locked down. S1 just does what it used to do, just puts dots up. But his passive is what makes him great. Cleanses, and it heals your entire team. Still a great unit and very underrated in 2023. Number 7, I give you guys Wuchi. A lot of you guys probably don't know what he does, but mine is on a speed, defense, accuracy build, just with enough, it's sort of tanky, enough accuracy for Toahell. Left side artifact, depending on the stage. Again, I think all left side artifacts should be about that. You should be changing them for every stage. Right side is just a little bit more accuracy. I don't really need it, but there's not much else to put on there. Maybe like speed proportionate to lost HP or something, but that's fine. So Wuchi, if you don't have a Ganymede or a CP, he is an excellent alternative. I use this guy a lot. I've only just recently pulled a CP and only just Devilmond him fully, so I still use this guy quite a lot. So his S3 reduces their attack bar to 0 and decreases the skill cooldown of all your allies by 1 turn. So he's basically sort of like a mini Jemaya and a Verad in a way. In a very roundabout way, I should say. Not quite, but still offers a lot of control for 1 unit, and the cooldown reduction is also just amazing. S2, obviously in Toahell, you don't want to be using your S2 a lot, depending on the conditions. It reduces their attack bar by 30% with a 30% chance for each hit. So 2 times, 30% chance each. It's a pretty good odds to decrease some attack bar. Obviously, you don't want to be using it on certain stages, but it's there if you need it, and another way for him to control the team. Skill 1 reduces the attack power and lends glancing on them if you crit. Now, I wouldn't recommend building too much crit rate, but if you can get a decent amount of stats anyway, then like it doesn't harm you. Although on stages with like a ragdoll, it might be detrimental to your team. So I guess it depends on your rune situation and what stage you're in. Number 6 is Rune. A lot of you guys probably use her already. She's a great unit. I have mine on speed, HP, just tanky stuff, more leftover runes. Left side changes the stage goes. Right side, I have skill 2 recovery, and usually I have a skill 3 crit damage, but I think I'm using it right now in Siege for someone else. So yeah, just sort of tanky with some accuracy to make sure that she lands her skills. Skill 3 is the major reason why you use Rune. Decreases the attack bar by 50%, weakens the defense for 3 turns, which is amazing. Not a lot of units can do that. And lands Oblivion for 3 turns. And this is on a 3-turn cooldown, so basically you have Oblivion up the entire time on people. Skill 2 recovers your HP by 50%, but before that, it transfers all the harmful effects granted on your allies to the target enemy. A lot of people only bring her in for the Oblivion, the defense break, and the healing that you can gain from this skill, because it is quite a significant heal, especially again on stages where you can't bring like beneficial buffers. Skill 1, I need to max this actually, because I use her very, very often, at least a few times every rotation. So she will absorb attack bar by 15% with a 50% chance. So pretty good odds. It stacks up to 70%, 15%. Pretty good. Next up, at number 5, we have one of the most popular units in the game, Vigor. Mine is on a speed HP build. These aren't really leftovers, as I use them in Siege defense and Siege offense. I wouldn't say that you definitely need these sort of stats, but you know, as best you can build your Vigor as possible is always going to be good for you, because he's used everywhere in the game. Left side Artie, he's on negative wind at the moment because the siege is going on right now. So need to have that negative wind because I don't want him to get illusioned. Right side, skill 2 recovery and skill 3 accuracy. Very important because my accuracy is pretty low. I normally would change his build for Toahell and give him a little bit more accuracy. Skill 3, defense breaks for 3 turns and does damage according to your max HP. So he can actually deal a ton of damage even on a non-crit damage build with relatively good crit rate. Still can deal a ton of damage. Skill 2, heals, gives you attack speed buff and anti-crit, which in some stages like 200% crit damage stages, it is incredibly important to have a buff that allows you to take less crit. Skill 1 blocks HP recovery only for 1 turn, unfortunately. I think if they buff this though, it'll make him just so much better. He's already a fantastic unit. This is extremely good for stages like stage right now. I think it's stage 8, the Onyx stage, where he'll just keep healing and be annoying and you won't be able to kill him ever. So Vigor's very good for that. Number 4, one of my most favorite units in the game actually. I use this guy quite a lot in Toahell, TOA hard sometimes as well, and Dimension Predator and Dimension Bosses. My Shaman is on a speed crit damage attack build, Rage Blade. Left side will depend on the stage again, but I like to give him a lot of plus dark. And then on skill 2, on the right side, he has skill 2 crit damage, 1 turn target CD, just stuff like that, just normal damage artifacts that you can give him. So his passive is the main reason why you want to bring this guy. He absolutely destroys dark bosses. He can 2/3 hit them, and I've seen videos where he has actually one-hit dark bosses in Toahell. So he decreases the incoming damage from dark attribute by 50% and increases the damage you inflict on dark attribute by 100%. So he can crit extremely hard. S2 inflicts damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP and consumes 10% of your HP. So this is a big reason why he does so much damage in Toahell. Because he does the damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP, and most of the time those are bosses, you'll crit for well over 150k at some points. Skill 1 makes up for his skill 2, where it consumes your HP and it recovers that HP, so it's a mini heal by 30% of the inflicted damage, and this heal actually works on your team as well, which is great. So he can be used as a sort of pseudo healer, but also deals a ton of damage. I love this unit. I would place him higher on this list, but he's not as versatile as the next three. Number 3, we have the Dark Homunculus. I think this next three are going to be the most controversial because it was very hard for me to figure out which orders to put them. My Homunculus is on a speed, defense, HP, leftover runes again. Left side depends on the stage, right side just accuracy. I like to have a lot more skill 2 accuracy because I like to land Death Break. So skills, I have the Unbalanced Field. She resets the skill cooldown of enemies by 2 turns each, decreases their attack speed for 2 turns, and then after that, skill cooldown time of allies will be decreased by 2 turns each, and the attack speed will be increased for 2 turns. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. And with someone like a Wuchi, this goes down to 3 turns, so you will almost always have the enemy's skill cooldown at all time. For her skill 2, I've opted to go for the defense break and the strip. I just prefer this build. Obviously, whatever is preferred for you is your choice. The main reason you want to bring her is for the Unbalanced Field. Skill 1, I've got the Purification. Attacks the enemy to remove 1 beneficial effect granted on the target and absorbs 10% of the enemy's attack bar with a 25% chance each. Again, I just prefer this one. I like to have extra strips there just in case, because sometimes my units just don't like to strip even though I've got max accuracy. I'm sure we all know how that is. Coming in at number 2, we have Spectra. Number 1 and Spectra were extremely hard for me to pick between. I use them both almost every stage, and they are absolutely detrimental to success in Toahell. My Spectre is on, again, leftover runes. Speed, crit rate, HP, just 100 crit rate, a little bit of accuracy so that he can land his skill 3. Left side depends on the stage. Right side, skill 3 accuracy, skill 2 crit damage, a bit of skill 1 crit damage also, because you won't always have your skills up at all times, especially if you're on violent. His skill 3 sends out a gust of wind that has a 50% chance to decrease the attack bar of all enemies by 30%. In addition, decreases their attack speed and attack power for 2 turns. So with max skills, this skill has a 75% chance to reduce the attack bar, which is pretty good, and happens more often than not, even with my amount of accuracy. Skill 2 inflicts damage proportionate to the enemy's max HP, a bit like Shaman's. Doesn't do as much damage, unfortunately, because he doesn't have the passive that Shaman has, but still does a ton of damage and is used as a damage dealer, not just control with the S3. S1 is the same as Shaman. Damage increases according to your attack speed. Doesn't deal too much damage, but it's definitely good enough to be brought into almost every stage. So all around, Spectra is probably pretty much tied with my first pick for Toahell. He's incredibly versatile and he's brought into most stages. Number 1, we have Tyrone, I don't know. Anyway, she is on a speed, HP, accuracy build, just a little bit tanky, some more leftover runes in some places, left artifact, it's negative from wind. Obviously it depends on the stage, but most of the time you're going to use the negative wind anyway, because there are wind in most stages, I believe. Next, you just want some more accuracy on your right side artifact. So she's extremely good because her skill 3 freezes for 1 turn and decreases attack speed for 2 turns. So if she's on a violent build like mine, she is able to skill 3 into a skill 2, which resets their entire attack bar if they have a slow effect on them. So because of her ability to slow them herself, then she resets their attack bar. I think that most people do is they have their Spectra going first to decrease the attack bar, and then use Tyrone's S2 to decrease it all the way. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's quite effective, especially with a Wuchi and a Dark Homunculus helping them out. You can keep units almost indefinitely CC'd if you need to. Her skill 1 is pretty basic. You don't really want to run her on high crit rate in case she gets the crit rate buff, and some stages that can be incredibly detrimental to your team because it might boost the attack bar of some things, it might give enemies a turn, so on and so forth. You just want to build her relatively tanky, enough accuracy so that she's able to land her debuffs and control the team, because she can almost indefinitely control teams by herself. She is an incredible unit, and I would definitely recommend building her if you haven't, if you are looking to start, or if you're already on your journey in Toahell. Alright guys, that'll be it from me for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.